Chess is more than a game. It's strategy, it's intelligence, it's friendship. Welcome to my world. Welcome to my channel. The game has just begun.
Hi chess friends, today I'm here on Lichess. I want to show you a game that I played with a chess subscriber of my channel. We met on Omegle and we play a game with a lot of blunders, but it's funny game, so I want to show you. It was 3+3. He opens with e4, c5, d4, attacking my pawn, c capture for d4, knight f3, knight c6, and knight capture for d4, g6, knight c3, bishop g7, putting pressure on this knight, and knight capture for c6, pawn for c6, b4 c6, and now bishop c4. This bishop now is really strong. He put pressure on f7, so I play e6 to prepare maybe in the future d5, castle, and now d5, bishop b3, and now knight e7 to take more control of d5 pawn, bishop e3, and now castle, queen d2, and now queen c7. I want to bring my rook into the game, rook d8, bishop b7 in the future, so bishop h6, typical way to remove my strongest piece for the defense of my king. So bishop h6 is the best way to remove. I play rook d8, and now bishop capture for g7, and now king capture for g7, rook d1, and now c5. And this move is not so good because this pawn here controls d5 really in a really good way. So this move, I don't like this move, c5. I want to close this bishop, but this bishop can move here, so I mistake. However, e capture for d5, knight capture for d5, knight capture for d5, now pawn capture for d5, and now I have some problem because I push c5, and this pawn is not more defended. So now he played c2. He could capture this bishop, this pawn. Probably he was scared maybe by bishop here, and this bishop is pinned, but he can simply push, and there is no way to gain something about this position. After c4, this bishop is well defended, so I can do nothing to gain some advantage by this pin. So this is not a problem. And after bishop here, however, there is always not only c4, but for example a move like this, bishop g5 to defend this bishop. Now this bishop is unpinned, and there is a threat to capture my bishop on b7. So maybe here I can try to remove the queen from the defense of the light square bishop, so I could push. And now it's interesting because he has no way to keep the defense of the light square bishop, and it's not easy. He has to come back probably, and now I can capture. So queen g5 is not a good move. c4 is a good move, but queen g5 no, for this reason. Yes, computer suggests to sack the queen for the rook. So, but c5 is a completely good move. For this reason, my c5 is not a good move, but I played. So, and now he plays c3. However, I continue to develop my pieces. Bishop b7, and now queen g5. Rook d6, and now he takes my pawn, my weak pawn, d5, and now he is up a pawn. So bishop capture for d5, and now rook d8. Now this bishop is pinned, but like before, c4 resolves everything. So bishop b6 I played to put pressure on this pawn, but he closed and b3 simply. Now I push. I play queen a5 to put pressure on this pawn, but he come back with the queen. He want to trade the queen, and here I was in a not so good position. For a computer, it's little better for white, but not a winning position. But here I come back, queen c7, and this is a terrible mistake for a computer. Here was better to trade and continue my game. Well, oh, there was like rook capture for d5. I didn't see it. What a move. Oh, okay, so beautiful. Now I can activate my king. I will take this pawn. So nice. Yeah, and I can capture. So it's a draw position. I didn't see it. Really nice. Queen capture with the idea to use these pins. That's after this capture I can capture the rook. So really nice line by engine. However, I decided not to change the queen c7, and now my position is bad. h3, bishop b7, and now queen g5 again. I come back here hoping maybe in a draw position, but rook d2 to defend this pawn, and now his position is better. Can you see from the engine? It's like it's simply better. So queen c3, I try to play aggressive, but queen here has no real target, so rook d2 d1 simply, and his position is better. I try bishop c8, maybe a nice sacrifice in the future, bishop for h3, and now we have queen f4, rook f6 to attack this queen, queen c7, very aggressive move. This queen here is so strong. In this way attack my a7 pawn, attack my bishop, my rook. So here I play rook e8, but my position is completely fall apart. Here he could capture my pawn on c5, but he didn't. He played simply g4, and this is a mistake. So I take queen for h3. I told you there are a lot of blunders in this game. So g4, g5, and now here I play simply queen g5, the queen g4 check, and now queen g3 to cover the check and to defend this pawn. Here I take queen capture for g3, pawn capture for g3, and now simply rook f5. And here I was in advantage, but computer here suggests rook f2, but he played bishop c6, and my position was completely better. I play rook e7, not a good move. Was better here play something like this. You have not to play rook e7 because it's not important to defend the 7th rank, because this bishop block the coming of other bishop here or for the rook. So, and now I continue to play bishop e5. My position was better, but I blunder. Rook e1. Now I can move my bishop because the rook falls. So I take simply this pawn, rook for g5, and now rook d6. I was in a time trouble, like less 10 seconds on the clock, so too much pressure for me. Rook for g3, and now rook king f2 and rook g5. Bishop d5. He tried to put pressure on my bishop that is pinned, but is good defended by my pawn, by my rook, so I simply play rook check, f5, and now rook f6 to defend my bishop. And now rook a6, and here I blunder completely. Here there was a nice tactics. If you want to find the winning move in this position for black, you can try. Here I blunder completely, and I have done a losing move instead of winning move. So, but it's okay. Here you have to play bishop capture for a5. This is a winning move, because it's not important if your white rook can capture this rook, because if you play rook capture for e7, I have rook capture for a6, and now this is completely winning for me. After this capture, I can play simply this, and now it's a winning position. Can you see? Because I have this free pass pawn, I have a 4 pawns against 4 is completely winning. 4 pawn against 2, sorry, is completely winning for me. So here I blunder for this reason, because I play a terrible move, and after bishop capture for d5, there is no way you can capture my it's really nice move, because in this way there is an attack from the 4 rook, and if you capture my bishop, I can take simply one of this rook, and my rook is defended, so it's completely winning. So there is no way to, I simply take a bishop in this way, and the best move here is to capture my rook, like I said it before. But so the problem is that here I play a terrible move, bishop d7, and now it's different, because he can simply capture my rook with an attack of my bishop, and now I lost a piece. I can't capture, I capture his rook, but now rook for a6, rook d7, he is up a full bishop, and I try to use my pass pawn, but rook capture for a2 to try to do something, but there is bishop capture for f7, king f6, and now bishop d5. Here I play this move because here in this position my time on the clock was like 80 seconds, so really difficult. For this reason I blunder. However, bishop d5, and now h5, I try to use my pass pawn, but I'm too slow. Rook c7, and now rook a3, rook capture for c5, rook capture for b3 check, and now king f4, g4, g5 check, king e4, rook b1, king d4, and now g4, rook c7, and now h4. I try to push my pawn to promote to a queen, but rook capture for h7, a7, and now h3. But there is a problem. This pawn can be stopped by this light square bishop. So rook h7, king g5, and now king c5, rook a7, king b6, king f4, c5, rook d5 with an attack of my bishop, with an attack of his bishop, sorry, and now bishop b7, rook b6 check, king c7, king g3, now bishop d5. My position is completely bad, he is completely losing. h2, but now c6, rook a1, king b6, rook b1 check, king c7, rook a7. I try to do some check here, but king d6 simply and rook d1, and now after c7 completely losing. I sacked my rook, but I was completely bad position. After king g2 I promote to a queen, but rook capture for h1, and now I was in a completely position. Here I resign, I lose for checkmate here, like 71 moves. So I always play this game. My subscriber, you are always welcome. You can write me on my channel, because I always happy to play with you. So we can do some games together. So I hope this video enjoy you. Thank you very much. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and we will see for another video really soon. Bye bye. Thank you.